Scott Spritzer here with Rafael Esparza. We are DocSports.com, and we continue our NFL previews. We're covering the NFC West today, and we're going to be talking about all four teams, their chances to win the division, their over-under wins, totals, all that good stuff. But before we get to all of that, hey, don't forget, if you've yet to become a member over at DocSports.com, just want to give it a trial run, real cool way to do this. You click on the link below the video, and you get yourself set up for a free $60 account, which you can use on any of our handicappers' daily packages. Anybody on the roster at DocSports.com. As simple as that. All right, let's jump to it with Rafael Esparza. We're going to talk about those Arizona Cardinals first up. And listen, Rafael, I got to tell you, last year I was doing some shows on VSiN, and I was talking to, Vinny and Mariulo and all those guys, and I'm talking to them before the season began. And we watched that first preseason Arizona Cardinals football game, and I said to Vinny, "You're going to need Arizona every week to cover the point spread, aren't you?" And he goes, "Oh, heck yes." But guess what? We were kind of wrong. This team played much better over the course of the regular season, despite their 5-10-1 record. They went 9-5-2 against the spread. Now you've got a second season. You've got a heck of a weapon at wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. Your thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, the odds right there just to win the NFC West is 12-1. I mean, with the pickups they've made, you figure the draft, they're probably going to improve in the draft on both sides of the ball. I like that plus 12. Now, are they going to win the division? No, but if you're looking for value, plus 12-1 to win a division, nice. Over, under 6.5. Public jumped on the over quickly. It's probably right minus 140 right now in total season wins. And let's face it, they went 1-5 at home. I don't think they're going to go 1-5 at home this year. I like the Arizona Cardinals. I can see them squeezing out maybe 7, 8 wins at the most, but I think they can get 7 wins. Again, I think they improve in the draft. They're going to be a team to watch out for. Again, they're not going to win this division, but they're going to be some sleepers, cashing some tickets probably.
Yeah, I look at the wins total of 6.5. I had made their strength of schedule already. Now this is going to change a little bit when the NFL announces the dates of when the games are played. But right now we do know who they're playing. We just don't know what weeks they'll be playing these teams. And that will adjust in a little bit. But right now, my raw power rating, if you will, strength of schedule, I award points per teams played per how you guys, you bookmakers, set over-under wins totals for the teams that they are going to play. I total a strength of schedule of 130 for Arizona, which is a little bit tougher than middle of the pack, but it's not overwhelming. And I'll tell you right now, if you like Arizona under, there are actually 7.5s I saw out there, just a couple of shops. And if you like them over, you shouldn't lay more than 7. So listen, I think we're both a little bit bullish on the Arizona Cardinals. Rafael, I think they're going to have a better season than last year. Be interesting to see how the point spread works out because they were pretty good, almost 67% winners or so. Against the spread last season. The LA Rams are next. The Rams plus 325 to win the West. They've got an over-under wins total of 8.5, minus $1.25 on the over, plus $1.05 on the under. They've won just 9 of their last 17 games, Rafael, going back to and including the Super Bowl loss to New England.
Yeah, who would have thought Rams, who were 9-7 last year, could be labeled as one of the most disappointing teams of last year with a record of 9-7. It's just crazy. You said it, plus 325 to win a division. I think they go take a little bit back, step backwards. I don't like this team. Again, the draft is coming up. Over the total is 8.5. I can see them going 8-8 this year. I don't see they getting 9 wins or even going closer to 10 wins this year. They're a team I might have to probably fade because I think their defense got a little bit weaker unless they do some amazing stuff during the draft or they pick up some more free agents. But, yeah, this is a team I'll probably take a step backwards. I don't like the Rams in the NFC West. 9-7, good year last year. They could be 8-8 or even 7-9 this year.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing when I was doing my strength of schedule. I read them 131.5, which is a little tougher than Arizona that we just talked about. I do like the re-signing of Andrew Whitworth up front of the offensive line. I know he's, getting old, getting the old gray beard going, but he still plays young, and they need him on that offensive line. They signed Leonard Floyd. But in that Super Bowl that I mentioned, against New England, Belichick, he and his defensive coaches, they showed what you had to do, which was pressure Goff, make Gurley, who's no longer with the team now, he's with the Falcons, but make Gurley stay in to block a split second longer at least. And it really took him out of the mix of what the Rams want to do. And Rafael, I don't know that I trust the downfield arm of Jared Goff because we haven't seen it, really, we haven't seen him have a consistent effort for more than one game, 2-3 weeks in a row where he can fire downfield and hit an open deep receiver. I think it's basically about an 8-8 season for the LA Rams. Last year's Super Bowl runner-up, or this past year's Super Bowl runner-up, is the San Francisco 49ers. Over-under wins total 10.5. You see the prices on your screen. And they're plus $1.05 or so to win the division. Their over-under last year, going into last season, Rafael, was 8.5 wins. They went on to win 13 games. They went on to that Super Bowl appearance where they had the chance to win the game in the second half. There's been a lot of talk ever since that game went final. Can Jimmy Garoppolo lead this team to a Super Bowl victory? And here's all I know. We don't know much more than this if you're not a coach on the field. He did lead his team to the Super Bowl. He did lead his team to a very good chance, to win the game in the second half of the Super Bowl. So I think we got to just go with the facts and what we've seen with our eyes, since we're not on the field every day in practice. I think Jimmy G is a pretty darn good quarterback. Maybe not the best in the league, maybe not top 5, but good enough for what San Francisco wants to do.
Yeah, and my wife says he's the best quarterback on the field the way he looks, because that's why she likes to watch the 49ers play the way Jimmy G looks. So I can see everything on that. 10.5, a little bit shocked that they put that half a point in a 10 on that. I see them either going 10, maybe 11. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this to a lot of teams we cover. The San Francisco 49ers could be one of those teams that's going to need fans in the stands, because we're not going to see fans in the stands. The 49ers are going to be one of those teams that I think they can lose a couple games because they don't have that fans in the stands to cheer them on close games like we saw. Don't forget, they were 7-1 on the road. They almost beat their total season wins last year just on road wins. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what the 49ers do. They're one of my teams that I circled that it's going to be hard for these teams to get motivated to try to get home field if there's no one in the stands and you can hear chirping because there's empty.
Well, we're thinking along the same lines because I got them winning 10 games tops. They won 13 last year. Their over-under wins total was 8.5. They obviously overachieved. And what's happened now is what they were doing on the field offensively, which was different than a lot of other teams. I mean, they had a lead blocker in running plays, and they had the great tight end work. You can kind of prep for that now, and they're going to have to replace Emmanuel Sanders, who moved on in free agency. They might go after Jerry Jeudy in the draft. We're recording this, folks, about a week before the draft, but you might go after Jerry Jeudy in the draft from Alabama and see if you can make up for the loss of Emmanuel Sanders. We wrap things up in the NFC West with those Seattle Seahawks plus 225 to win the West. Over under 9.5 wins. You see the price in front of you. Listen, Russell Wilson had an MVP season, if not for Lamar Jackson last year. But if you look at that defense, it wasn't the typical Seattle defense, Rafael. Kind of let them down at times last season. What are your thoughts on the Seahawks for 2020?
Yeah, if the season goes as all planned, they're my team that I think that can win this division. I like them total season wins over 9.5. This is a team I think that can go 10 wins and win a division, since I think the Rams are taking a small step backwards. Maybe the 49ers take a small step backwards. I like Seattle. You said it, Russell Wilson easily could have been an MVP in any season if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, or even if it wasn't for Christian McCaffrey. He should have got a lot of more votes. But yeah, those three guys, killer last year. I think Russell Wilson, I think that defense is going to be much better than what you said. I think defense is going to be key in the draft, and I think defense is going to be the reason why we see Seattle get back to those winning days where they were in the Super Bowl and should have won that Super Bowl. They hand the ball off, but I think Seattle is going to be that one. I like them to win a division plus 225, and again, if that over-under is still 9.5, I think I might grab that.
Still got decent receivers. They still got Carson at running back. Love Carson at running back. I've been accused of having a man crush for years on Russell Wilson, going back to his NC State days, even before he transferred to Wisconsin. So my thoughts on Russell Wilson are through the roof. Great guy, great quarterback. They probably are priced out of the Jadeveon Clowney sweepstakes, so to speak. I can't imagine he accepts what they've offered. But they did re-sign Jerron Reed up front, and that's a big signing for them to keep him in a Seahawks uniform. Real quick, final thought on this one is that I made their strength of schedule. I gave them a point total of 128.5, which if you look and put that to where the strength of schedule rankings were for last year, that would be right smack dab in the middle of the pack. So the schedule, without knowing the dates of the opponents, is very manageable for a very good Seattle team, and I like them over 9.5 wins, so we're kind of on the same page there with Seattle. Hey, don't forget, everybody, you can get that $60 free account, DocSports.com. You can use it on any handicapper on the DocSports.com roster, any of our daily packages, and check it out. If you're watching these early on in the summer, as we cut these in mid-April, we're doing soccer, Belarus soccer, Nicaraguan soccer, some Taiwan baseball. You can use that free $60 account if you wish on any of those daily packages, or hang on to it and use it when North American sports get underway again. Don't forget to check out the rest of our NFC videos. And he's Raphael. I'm Scott Spreitzer. We are DocSports.com.